Good morning. Hope we all are having a happy 4th. You know what they say, may the 4th be with you. So, I'll have to mute here. The air is a little bit congested, trust me. You put your head outside, it doesn't taste good, let's put it that way. So, I'm going to get the broadcaster, I should say, what I'm really here for is this right here. Hang on. I always like to be able to decongest on that one. No, in case you didn't see that there a second ago, that was a 787 going across the map. Talk about an interesting rare item. 787. So, no, this video is more for the SPI LCD setup there. Was what you were saying right there, because this is the drive that I wanted to push into, was getting X-plane data pushed onto a small little LCD like that. If not presentable information, it's like flying with Lua, but the thing is with Fly with Lua, all the information is right there on the screen, and sometimes when you're recording a video, you don't want that there. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to record a video, and have the information. Let's put it this way, it works great on another computer, but it works better if it's just put onto an LCD that's just right there below it. In other words, you're kind of flying it like an aircraft. You're training to look down, forward, down, forward, down. So that's basically the step and direction I wanted to take with the LCD. So if you're wondering what I've been up to, it's getting this done and prototyping the feed. Somebody definitely had the 74HC 595 coded correctly. Thank God. Took like a week to find the correct one that actually worked, and get everything put together. But if you notice on the left hand side, you only have power, ground, and then your 3 control wires, versus how many wires normally would feed a LCD display. So I basically built my own shift register board. You can see the perf board on the right hand side behind the LCD, where it connects. Everything's custom soldered, and it sits flat. It's easy to read, so if you needed to make a note or something like that. What I liked doing with this LCD system was, especially in Morristown, in fact this was protoed in Morristown, it just never fully worked. It was run with a bus pirate, just to kind of get the concept down of talking to LCDs. But this is one of the projects I wanted to get done, or buckets list done, besides doing X-plane and stuff of that nature, was getting this to where you could just spit any information to it via comm interface, or you haven't quite decided how many serial ports that you want to be able to communicate back and forth with, as far as these, because a lot of the Arduinos have, if I remember right, 2 if not 3 serial ports, like the Arduino Mega, which is pretty nice. I mean, you can communicate to it 3 different ways, which is, when you're doing this type of prototyping and stuff of this nature, spitting information up onto a screen at high speeds, I think the sketch, the Arduino sketch is set for 8 megahertz, so basically half the clock cycle of 16, which I think 16 megahertz is fine. It's easy to change that display. I also wanted to make a video in the future of the test feature of the LCDs, meaning that if you press or you interface it with the serial port, you hit the capital letter T, it'll run the test mode against the LCD screen and make sure that all the characters are coming up, because that's what we had a problem with originally. It was sitting in the garage, the LCD itself, and it had to be pulled apart, cleaned, and re-put back together because the heat just cooked it. I mean, the Morristown garage definitely hit 120, 125 easily, and it cooked my poor little display. But no, I got it back up running just before I left Morristown. In fact, I was going to say this is almost my 1-year anniversary of escaping the crazy small little towns of Morristown and coming into this city of Phoenix and tracking aircraft. And just as a side note, in my life, it has definitely been the situation. Dos Mujeres un Camino. I would say many women. One way. If I was to put it right. If you grew up in Phoenix and you watch this, you know what I'm talking about. You can get on YouTube, you can watch the introduction to it. But yeah, this is one of the novellas from back in the day. So when I was making reference to that novella, normally I would never have spilled that much information out into the open like that. It's just that I was just letting people know that I was okay mentally. You know, still had the memories of all the stuff, and it's how do you explain the stuff to people, you know, quite literally. And somebody's like, well, that has nothing to do with the LCD. Yeah, it does. Because if you try to get this LCD project done, and you have, you know, interesting intercepts going on in your life, it makes it very hard. Like I said, normally this should have taken at least a day to get everything done, coded correctly. I used Proteus 8 to do the mock-ups of it and to test to make sure it was working and stuff of that nature. And I use Proteus as the mock-up tool because it saves a lot of having to send sketches or uploads to the LCD and stuff of that nature. But no, like I said, this will be kind of a mixed video of the direction we're trying to push of things. And yes, you can see the Raspberry Pi in the back. It's easy to run it from Raspberry Pi, but that LCD screen is a 20x4 and it's being driven by a 74HC 595 chip, which is pretty cool. The objective was to get it down to as many pins as possible, small little umbilical. It's, to be able to run a screen like that and be able to send anything from a PC to it, via standard COM, Python or Perl or whatever programming language you want. As you can tell, our air is very polluted here in Phoenix, Arizona, especially, with what's been going on lately. But SPIing data via COM interface to these is just totally awesome. Because you can try to knock out the congestion, right? You can send pretty much any data to this thing just by opening up a serial interface to it. And if you know all the tools that are out there, you can have multiple port interfaces to a single COM port, which is pretty cool, some of the tools that are out there. So no, like I said, I just wanted to come here and give you a shift in the direction of getting the X-Plane data shifted over to the LCD. Is pretty straightforward now. Doing some fine tweaks on it as I breathe the nasty Phoenix industrialized air pollution. Hoping for a better place on planet Earth, better breathing air, less lines in the sky, and like I said, shooting into a direction of Arduinos. Would love to start building some of these weather stations and programming them, showing people how to use these things and natures, just do-it-yourself electronics type stuff. Just because look at the future of the humanity of the world. You don't see Heathkits out there, in the plethora. You don't see. You just see cell phones in people's faces. If you ask me, that's all I ever see. And normally I'd share the weather at this point, this pre-adventure, but no, I just wanted to show you the LCD system proto up in action. Strangely enough, because if you were to Google or YouTube, Arduino LCD, 595 or 74HC 959, there's not a lot of documentation. Not a lot of people, especially with a 20x4 pretty blue display like this. That's why I got it. It's easy on the eyes. It's a good night light, so you don't run into things, and good reminder for you too. Yeah, I would remind myself on this LCD back in the days with the bus pirate to do certain tasks around the place, the farm, as you would call it, the ranch farm. And it worked great. Good friendly reminder, and it's not requiring your cell phone. You know, as long as you know how to type into a command line interface or a CLI or, you know, a dumb terminal, you can change the message to whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Say, hey, you know, this line, and like I said, it's easy. To me, I'm using this for X-Plane, to put altitude, speed, command to throttle, and stuff of that nature, but what you can do with it is just incredible. And getting it to this concept, you know, to where it's actually soldered, wired, proofed, it's easy to send information to it, you can command it. No, like I said, getting an LCD to run was an objective, to basically interface with a lot of this equipment. Because you could technically build a interface for Raspberry Pis with these, you know, little, kind of like a mini 20x4 window, if you're just doing simple interfacing, you know what I'm saying? You know, ping command, whatever, you know, simple one-liners, two-liners, four-liners. But no, I just figured I'd come here and put the message up there. What's up, Doc? On the LCD. And, you know, that's a logo, Uno R3, because I have like, I think I have like six or seven Arduinos. And that's what I was doing. Interfacing with amplifiers was easy. A little dangerous, especially with the vacuum fluorescence, you know, a little dangerous, you know, especially with the amplifier back there. But, you know, I had a video back, you know, hijacking a Philips receiver, and to me, yeah, you have to be careful what you show on the internet, because other people do it. But no, I deleted the video. Like I said, on YouTube I had bazillion views, and just trying to, you know, what do you call it, probe or push or paquete a direction of development to go to. And no, the date's up on the bottom. In fact, here I'd put the weather widget on the bottom of this if I can, if it'll let me. Is it gonna be nice? No. Okay, there you go. So, hey, current weather. Towards the end of the video. IRL. Wow, the air conditioning's already running. Boy, it's gonna be a hot day. Whew. So, anywho. Now, if you have any questions on running Arduinos with LCDs, 16x2 or 20x4, you just let me know. Getting it, you know, squared up, set correctly, that was fun. But no, they're really good on the eyes. If you like reading books and stuff of that nature, I find that these LCDs are pretty easy on the eyes. They're not flickery, flashy. No, plus that you can control its brightness and stuff of that nature. You could probably do that with the Arduino, but to me, it takes all the fun out of it. You know, you can see in the image right-hand side, just behind the blue display, two little potentiometers of the brightness control and contrast. No, it does a great job, you know, because once you set it, you're done, you know. But it was a proto design, because you know how hard it was to get an accurate drawing for Proteus to interface to a 20x4 and send information to it. And now we're starting to sound like Satan's congestion there, you know, early in the morning. That's how you know Satan's alive. It's an infirmary. Anywho, I just wanted to come up here and kind of ramble on about this LCD system that I've been pushed in. I should say I pushed myself into. You know, it does a good job. Finally got it done with SPI. So in other words, you can hook this up to this display pretty much up to any, you know, Raspberry Pi or Arduino system, including the Mega. I will definitely proof this on the Mega with a sketch, because a lot of people use the Megas because of the RAM size. But welcome to Arduino land. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the LCD. And beautiful 20x4 LCD. It'll sit right underneath the monitor. You know, have all the X-Plane information being pumped to a custom. And we'll go from there. Like I said, you try finding any videos on LCDs and stuff of that nature, driven from Arduinos or Raspberry Pis. They're out there, but man, they're just cryptic. So anywho. Oh, and don't forget Red Green Show. Go watch Red Green Show on YouTube. Ciao.